are you now? I searched online but nothing found. I wonder what you've done and what you've become. Wendell, you were the first for me. We were both stoned at 17. After our date at the Denny's, we got it on. We got it on. It didn't last too long. Oh, Robin, I typed in your name. Nothing came up, so I'm afraid I'll never know exactly why you broke up with me. But it turned out okay. Met someone else on that same day. Her name was Jenny, and I wrote her that song. Didn't last too long. And the list goes on. These are some of the people that I went out with before I met you. These are some of the people that I thought would be the one. Oh, oh. Oh, Billy, my, how you changed. You lost your hair and gained that weight. I hope that I don't look that bad too. Have you kept up with my career? Do you still wish that I was near? I hope that you regret you fucked my best friend, Marilyn. The song is entirely true. These are some of the people that I went out with before I met you. These are some of the people that I thought would be the one. Oh. Hey Alex, now what do I do when all classmates and I found you? Do I pay extra for your address and phone, or leave it alone? I got a new love in my life. I think that this one could be right. If not, I'll add another verse to the song, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on.
I was in love with this boy, Tommy, and he didn't pay that much attention to me, but man, I thought he was great, and I tested into AP History just so I could sit next to him, and then I thought that the key to him falling in love with me was if I wore glasses. Yeah, that was my strategy for getting men in high school. And so I deliberately failed an eye exam so that I could get glasses because I knew when I walked into AP History with the glasses, that would just seal the deal. And we fooled around and we, made out and fooled around, but we weren't really boyfriend and girlfriend officially or anything like that. And then we went to college and he stayed in Spokane and I went off to the University of Washington in Seattle. And we would write each other these letters. And I remember spending so much time on these letters. Like, I spent more time than on, my term paper on these letters to him because I think my reasoning had advanced. And my new strategy was that if he read such a brilliant letter from me that was so insightful and witty and smart and philosophical about life, he would surely fall in love with me. And I would go over my little selector typewriter, oh my God, these letters. And then I would send him, and he didn't really say much. And then I remember there was one New Year's Eve, because he also worked at Hennessy Smith Funeral Home as a side job in Spokane, and there was one cold New Year's Eve in Spokane. I remember spending with him at the funeral home, and we had to vacuum the casket room, and I remember there's a lot of Irish and Italian in Spokane, all Catholic, and the Italians had the Last Supper in silk over their caskets, and the Irish room had all St. Patrick stepping on the snake. And I always thought, wow, if you're Italian and you just had to spend all eternity looking at people eating and you could never eat again, that would not be right. But I remember making out and fooling around in the funeral home, which I thought was very intoxicating, and still to this day, every time I drive past Hennessy Smith Funeral Home, I think of him. And then eventually we went on with our lives, and, I spent some time in therapy talking about why that was okay with me to be in a relationship with someone like that, and why it kept happening. And on with my life. And then there was our 10-year high school reunion, and I kind of was curious about if he would be there. And he was, but he didn't look at me any differently. Like, his eyes registered no difference in me being there than this whole group of us who used to hang out together. And then at the 20-year reunion, he wasn't there. And then, a couple of summers ago, I went to my 30-year high school reunion, and this time, by this point, I had completely forgotten about him. And I got there, and he came running up to me, and he had these twinkly, teary eyes. And he said, "Oh, Julia, you know, my mother died last year, and I had to go through the whole house, and I was going through these files, and I found these letters that you wrote to me in college, and us two, we were in love, weren't we?" And I really didn't know exactly how to react, because part of me wanted to say, "Buddy, you didn't pay any attention to me," but I felt like if I said that, it would show a lot more feeling and concern about it than I did, because I really had completely forgotten him. So I didn't know what to do. There was sort of a suspended animated moment, and I just went, "Yes, we were so good." And as I left the reunion, I thought, wow, so those letters really did have the desired effect 30 years later.